Hey, how's it going? Hey, look at my signs real quick, if you please. Okay, so, how's it going? Are you feeling any better? I guess I'm speaking to Americans, you people from the United States. As far as how are you doing, because some of us are not taking the election results very well. I get it. I have to say though, I know I said this in what I wrote, but I don't know if I said it here out loud. I just didn't quite like freak out the way I did the first time he was elected. It was a surprise this time that he won. Like, I really didn't think he was going to. And it was pretty clear he was the first time. I don't know. Like, I don't think it was all kosher, but it's like a succession of weird stuff that has happened, like over the summer and in the lead up to the election. So I and many other people feel like maybe it's not all over with yet. So, okay, that said, here's what I think about all of us. We got through the first time, right? And that was when he had quality staff around him. That is not the case this time. He's not going to be able to have that. We are not going to have those hands holding him back and restricting him from doing absolutely dumb things. But what he would like to do, what he's been threatening to do, like cleaning out the government and getting rid of all of these, like getting rid of the entire Department of Education and the FDA and all that. I don't know how easy that would be, but mainly, I mean, that's something to keep in mind. Like, whenever they say day one, just know that unless it's like writing an executive order, even that they might not even be able to do, like, just boom right now in the moment on the day. So speaking of in the moment, where did that little piece of paper go where I had stuff written on it? Okay, so I was doing my thing earlier, switching to a new subject now, and watching things and just taking note of what is on the air, what synchronicities happen to be, and I don't even know that I remember what I was looking at now. Oh, that's my shopping list. Some show I was watching, I don't remember what it was, but hold on, now I gotta take a drink. Sorry about that. Okay, so it was definitely somebody talking about, I think it was like their feelings about the election, or talking about other people's feelings about it. Definitely pretty much everything that I usually watch is some reference to the election, or is referencing it. So, what I've been doing for myself, and I've talked about it, and this actually I started doing before the election, so I don't know, maybe I saw this coming, but it was kind of like, just stay in the moment, basically, so here's what I wrote today while I was just watching this person talk. Stay in place. So stay in the moment. Don't go kiting off before you know more. Or better yet, wait. until the urgency to act goes away. That is like excellent advice for someone like me, because I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just living out the whole Sagittarius stereotype, but I'm a little bit impulsive. So, even though I'm aware of it, it's not like I'm great at looking before I leap. Like, just, I don't know. But I try, because, I mean, looking before you leap is just dangerous. Not every situation is like the fool card, like, at times it's a good idea to be cautious just for common sense. So anyway, bottom line, what I feel like is we got through it before. We will get through it again, because you know what that whole experience made us? Stronger. The COVID in the middle. And so, just projecting forward, potentially, like if this should happen, while he's in office, there is another pandemic due to happen, or at least a big disease uproar, and it's not gonna be COVID, it's gonna be something completely else. And I wonder if it's gonna be another situation where we get locked down, and that has to be the case, because what came along is something that we haven't dealt with before. And not even like COVID, they had to, really fast find the cure, or not the cure, rather, but the treatment. And so this is a different type, like that upper respiratory stuff we kind of have a roadmap for. Whatever this thing is coming, it's completely different than that. And this is actually something that has been in the news for a while, otherwise I would know about it. So I just thought that was interesting. But like I said, I think that we're equipped to handle whatever's coming, and we're not powerless, by the way. So I had written something. It's taken me 2 days to get here and do this. I did some other stuff, but not this, not go on camera. So here I am, and well, I'm gonna go ahead and read what I wrote. It's had some time to cure, so I'm not sure if I feel the same passion I was feeling when I wrote it. So please accept this without, too much judgment. Protest votes are wasted on outgoing presidents, particularly if one does not reside in the country they are reacting about or to. To be clear, the American voter is clearly not able to change a damn thing by smiting a Joe Biden or even a Kamala Harris, who's kind of handbound to affect the policies of her boss. Hello? Had she rebelled or worse, usurped and undermined him, is that the kind of president you really want? A rat's ass so self-serving they'd sabotage the damn sitting president and her boss, and also leader of the U.S. Is that really what you want? Let me answer first. No! Think about it. That is someone that'll say and do anything to get what they want. Not you or me. Hell no, furthest thing from their mind. That kind of person. So, yeah. What the fuck am I talking about? If voters wanted integrity, they would not have voted for Trump. He's got cases according to the laws we used to determine as correct. Now we don't, and the rule has become criming on the parts of all of our former, in my opinion, role models is now not only okay, but no one is blinking an eye anymore. At least not at authority figures in power. The remnants that ensnared the Senator Menendezes are likely the last we'll see, because the crippling and infiltration of the DOJ will soon be complete. This is what I envisioned when I heard Trump over the summer proclaim that after this, our most recent and last election, you won't have to worry about elections anymore. I don't know what other people heard, but I heard you will no longer have a choice. As a woman, you don't want to be losing more choices. So now, after doing that to women, we were warned he'd, yes, punish women for their choices. All women, all now, have no more votes as expression or as a power. Not just women, though. This will affect voters overall, which may now become extinct. The infiltration? Trump people who block all but they who kiss the ring. Already one, a female hater of infamy, couldn't wait to gush, "Your body, my choice, forever." They heard what I did. Not to be misunderstood, this is not blaming people for voting with their hearts regarding Gaza. It does have to do with the vote share, I'm sure. Here's two other points of view. The first I heard in one of those moments when you have busy hands and can't prevent the random autoplay. Some mainstream media network had a Latino guest, and they were and they said conservative Latinos are border possessive. Once established, they resent Latinos. They resent Latino illegal border crossers passionately. I am including a link. Oh, well, I was sort of scripting my last video, so obviously I can't include a... Oh, I guess I can include the link. Alright, I'll just continue. So I'm going to include a link from Cuban immigrant Perez Hilton for his perspective. I think we can look at the factor that contributed to the loss. I had my own reasons for my choice of candidate. Wow, I read that really strangely. So, yeah, I did have my own choice of candidate. Nutshell, my choice came down to not Trump or anyone with no chance. A lot of influencers, including legitimate and alt news types, are mad at Dems for once again getting it wrong. Dems across the board, you name it. Like everybody, it's a finger pointing circle J. In my opinion, they won't change because of decisions they don't care to change, because it would put an end to all of the perks and powers they've garnered. I'm talking about like the political class. This is them not being there in DC, in Congress, in the Senate. For us, not being there for us. They're there for them. In fact, more and more, I feel like I don't even know what they need voters for, because it's not even about us anymore. It's so... We will see. It's already happening right now. They're more interested in each other than, you know, we're like props. Pardon. Where was I? Oh, here we go. This is, oh, I already read that. They would be a lot more effective, and most of their choices are a matter of public record. So, I mean, something I think a lot of us don't do just instinctively is go look and see if what the people you're seeing are full of crap or not. It's not that hard. The state where I live, there were commercials, ads for this Republican candidate. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm not a Republican, so I'm more likely to vote Democrats, that's for sure. Because, wow, a whole lot of choices we got, right? So, they're blowing up. I was so glad that I don't have television for a change when the election season started, because I realized, oh my God, I don't have to see all those idiot ads. But with the TV, I can always speed through them. I can skip them now, but when I'm watching YouTube, but you end up watching a pretty big portion of it, or they don't let you skip it because it's a political ad and you have to see it. I only need to see like ads for either party, any party, like twice, and I'm good. I don't need to be plastered to death to where it's giving me like psychological issues because it won't stop, and you can't escape it unless, I mean, you can just turn stuff off, but I personally got to turn it back on eventually. But that's not important. So, anyway, earlier I thought there was a point to reading that. I mean, it's fine, whatever, but I guess there's not a point. So I'm just going to move on. I had pulled some cards 2 days ago also. And so I'm just going to read those real quick. Here is the first one. And it reads, "The moon is bright when it doesn't avoid the night." So what, cloud cover? Usually the moon is like sort of occluded secrets, or occulted even, just because, you know, they're secrets. You don't know what they are. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything evil. It's not all scary, witchy, like, have you ever looked it up? Check it out. But, it's, I don't know, I kind of feel like you can see stuff in the moonlight. I think we all know this if we've been outside in the dark, in the moonlight, but not everything. And then you're kind of left, it's left to your imagination, and you could like really freak yourself out in the dark and hear some sounds that you can't see. And I mean, you know, you've seen a horror movie, maybe you've been camping, maybe you've taken out the trash at night. But I don't think it's pointing to that. I think it's pointing more to like mind stuff, like ideas and thoughts. And if you were the moon and you had thoughts that you didn't want to think about, you would be hiding themselves, and you'd be best off if you didn't duck behind a cloud and obscure like your thoughts and intent and that. And I'm talking like to yourself here, and not necessarily like anybody else. So I guess I'm saying don't leave yourself in the dark about stuff. You have the technology to question things and find out. Like, if you hear or see something and you're like, that just ain't hit me right, you have the technology to investigate it. It's not hard. I mean, just ask the search engine the thing that's bugging you about it, and like worlds could open up to you. And I don't know who I'm telling that to, because I think just about anybody that would be on here watching that is aware of that type of thing, but you never know. Some people just like, it's not front of mind to do that. So the rest of the card says, hang in there, be patient, you're on the right track. I'm just going to take that and add it to what I was saying earlier. Like, we can do this. We've done it before. It's already unpleasant if you can be bothered by things, but my thing has always been, don't antagonize the MAGA. Like, don't, like, somebody has to, like, be the bigger man. Like, somebody has to say, look, we're not getting anywhere just tossing insults back and forth, except, making each other vindictive. And it's not just the right. On the left, we don't think we're doing things to hurt anybody else on the right, but we're doing things that they don't like and they don't want, and it goes both ways. Both sides do that, but at some point, somebody's got to get so sick of it and go, you know what, I'm just going to change my attitude about this, and then very likely change the course of things in regard to the situation, very likely for the better, because at some point it's going to mean that somebody's going to decide to do something besides name call and disparage the other people, which pretty much distracts everybody from doing anything useful, including the leaders at the top that are supposed to be like the brains of the operation. Sorry. Okay, so the next card is this here card. Make of that what you will. The illustration. I am not this hair, I am not this skin, I am the soul that lives within. Beneath the surface, looks can be deceiving. I can look at this a couple of ways. The first way I'm thinking about it is that, we're here, like in the Matrix, in the simulation, and all of this is, all of it, not just me, everything you can see is something we've all dreamed up together. It's not real, in other words. And it's not real in the way that, like, Total Recall, if you've ever seen that movie. The main character, I don't remember the guy's name now, but he goes to, I believe, Mars to do this resort thing or something, like a vacation style trip, but he's actually really on the run. But while he's in the resort game, it's like a virtual it's like a virtual reality thing, and he goes in there to hide, but he becomes like the person inside the game. So that's what it makes me think of. The plot in Total Recall is different than the plot in our lives, thank goodness. Although either one is challenging if you're going to take it like for real. But like in Total, I don't actually remember this, so this is not a dream though. I mean, no, I guess it is. Okay, I got it. Come on, brain, work right. So like in a dream, like for real, on this side of the screen, IRL, when we dream and we get injured or killed, we don't wake up dead. So same thing with Total Recall, but it feels really freaking real, right? And that's how it is here. Like, as far as we know, we really did get everything that happened to us painful and everything. That feels super real. But evidently it is not. So the other thing is that a lot of people have referred to the now president-elect as being this color and pumpkin and all kinds of other things like that. So I guess I'm gonna go with that here, because he is kind of scary right now. Okay, so the next card is this little deal, and it reads, if light is in your heart, you will find your way home. Use your intuition, return to the past, be your own teacher. So, you know, they say that we don't need to fear the dark, because in the light, the dark is revealed. Or, I don't know if you've ever lived in a place where there are roaches, but if you go in your kitchen, let's say, at night, and you turn on the light, all of a sudden the roach party is like, oh, whoa, and everybody goes running. And, yeah, my skin is crawling too. Anyway, if light is in your heart, though, you can find your way home, and you can find your way through 4 years of scary. And it goes on to say, oh yes, I already read this, but use your intuition, return to the past, be your own teacher. So maybe return to the past refers to what I was saying is lessons learned from our previous experience with this guy as president. And we came through it. You know, it was hard, and not everybody made it to be around to talk about it today. But just remember, in the simulation, some of us elect to go, you know, to exit, to die, you know, it's like to expire. Somebody plays that role, or people, again, with the birth contract, this is all preordained. Like, we arrange it before we're born. Our lives, the people we're going to meet, the experiences we're going to have, all plotted out beforehand. And then we come back here, and for the most part, we don't remember that we've done that. And the journey to finding ourselves and to going back to that being that we are before we became these people that we are now, that's a different reality. That's a different state of being, state of mind, than what we have going on here. And so we learn to use our intuition, and that helps us find ourselves out. But we return to the past, like, before we got here and started doing this. That is the past. And by remembering that and other things along the way in our lives, that is how we be our own teacher. So, I don't know, is this a little schoolhouse? Looks looks Dr. Seuss to me. It's not, but so the last card is this here. I like how the wing looks like a heart. So it reads, anything you lose comes around in another form. Opportunity, choices, transformation. Well, I know I've experienced, and I don't know, because I haven't been plotting this or writing it down, but in just now I can think of like the difference between me now and me in the past, which the butterflies represent transformation, so they don't start out looking like this. And we learn and change and we grow, and that's, we learn. Like every experience in life is an opportunity. We got opportunity here, so every experience in life is an opportunity to look at from different perspectives and understand better. Choices, boy, that is the word, right? They are very important to our lives. I mean, they can be life or death, and we're learning that. We're learning that in this new reality of, women's choices being removed. And so the final word on here is transformation. And at this moment, it feels scary in a lot of ways, like people that have young daughters or young girls or just women, because it sounds like they don't want us to have any kind of, they being the anti-abortion people, the pro-choice people. Everything is abortion to them. Like, you can't like even have like just health stuff done, which, I mean, that's a choice right there, to not hear what people are saying, to not see the reality when it could very well affect the person the same as you. Like, they also might be a woman that's against, for some reason, against that, but against you having choice, because it all is abortion to some people. But, thing about us is we don't believe it's real until it happens to us. And I don't know, it can't happen to every woman. Not every woman is of the age to even to bear children. So, in those situations, it is definitely a women's health thing, because it's all women's health. But I'd say we're in the cocoon right now, but projecting forward. The little heart is what I'm focusing on now, is that we will figure this out. But in the meantime, while we're sort of in the cocoon stage, the heart is telling me, like, now is the time to give ourselves self-love. And I mean, you kind of have to sometimes when you're not getting it in the other places where you want it and you need it. And you could say that we're all sort of in the, what's the word? Not papoose. Papua? No. Some sort of cocoon stage. And a final thought on the election and the blaming kind of thing is, like, I mean, yeah, I guess we're all to blame, whoever voted, for the way it turned out. There, everyone feel better now? But, people are like, what I said when I found out he won? I said, oh shit, not again. Like, literally, those were my words. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. And, oh, we got to go through this again. And, oh, stupid progressives, they're making us go through it again. And these and that and those and the others. And you know what? Don't be mad at it. This is another opportunity for all of us to learn a thing or 30,000. With that in mind, remember that we're in the simulation. And actually, the people that sign up to do this is like going to Magic Mountain for people. This is like, I don't know, name your destination vacation. This is it for like the universe, you know? Or this galaxy. Oh wait, let me just put these away. What am I doing? Anyway, I just kind of was all over the place, but the main thing I wanted to say is we can do this. We've done it before. We can do it again. We may lose some people, but that was always going to happen. And like I said, whoa, in this sort of pre-planned activity, part of the experience for some people is for them to leave, and part of the experience for the rest of us is to have the experience afterwards, however that turns out. So I feel like we'll get through this better and faster even. Oh my goodness, my voice is changing. I feel like we'll get through this better and faster if we don't resist it, because it's change. It really all amounts to change. And maybe it's not all bad that we have to live through another Trump presidency. We have to see like benefits out of it, because otherwise isn't it just hard to live 4 years just completely miserable all the time? Like, I hope and I know that people laughed and people found happiness and even joy, like during the COVID lockdown, that it was so terrible. Yeah, but for the most part we lived, and that's, I guess, what I was saying when I said stay in place, because basically, like, we know all of this stuff that happened before that can potentially happen, that probably is happening, like sort of negative things right now, but not here, not in this moment, in this location. So I'm thinking, for the most part, that's our existence. Right here and right now, things are okay, and we can just keep having that moment. I mean, I'm sure lots of you have been AA or NA, and you know this. You just live moment by moment, even if you're not like trying to thrust away some intrusive thought of, you know, some substance that has a hold of you. We still do live, you know, moment by moment. And so just remember, right now you're probably okay, and you just have to keep going back to that. Like, I'm not saying don't have your feelings and don't have your thoughts about everything. We should definitely go through that stuff and process it, because that is better for us too than just bottling it up inside. But also, when you can breathe again, remember, actually right now things are all right. Okay, thank you and good night.